Welcome to Game 2 of this Best of 5 series. We're spawning in the top left position on Ulrena as the blue Protoss player representing Millennium. We have Lilbow. His opponent spawning in the bottom left position, also representing Millennium as the red Terran player. This is MarineLorD. And this, well, I mean, we're seeing this more and more now, aren't we? Players basically blocking off Ulrena so that their opponent can't get an easy scout at the beginning of the game. Note, by the way, that Lilbow, when he sent his probe for a scout, was actually about to go the long way round automatically, and Lilbow actually redirected it here, and now he's going, oh, that's why. Okay, so I'll think about going the long way round, will I? Or am I just going to go up here and grab a Nexus? Now, I like the fact that the Terran's done this, because, of course, you can just lower the depot and get your own scout in as well. We saw this in Mana Hearthstone. We had pylons blocking Ulrena on that map as well, if you recall, a little bit earlier on in the stream. So, MarineLorD this time doing something ever so slightly different. He doesn't really need the Reaper for scouting this time around because he's prevented scouting from his opponent. He's got the supply depot down and he's getting an SCV scout in. So for that reason, he's actually going straight for the reactor on his barracks. So a slightly different build here from our Terran. Lilbow looking like he's going to be sneaking some tech in inside the corner of his base. And it's really important to see if MarineLorD spots this pylon, because if he doesn't, he won't actually know to scout there a little bit later on, and he hasn't. He's just gone through the main base. He's going to the natural. Now, does he realize he's only seen one pylon and he's going to he should probably come around and look for a second one. He either does not or suspect that it's proxied and needs to be careful, because he's moved out of that base without seeing a second pylon there, and as a result we have a Stargate from Lilbow chilling out in the corner of the base. That's going to be his tech path of choice in this game. So factory coming down now for MarineLorD, seeming unconcerned at the moment, raising the depot of course as he pops back in. Both sides are finishing up their expansions more or less. And we'll be seeing a little bit more macro play in the next couple of minutes. Unless, of course, an Oracle has anything to say about that from Lilbow's point of view. Ulrena, of course, a really good map for this kind of play. Simply because you can see this massive gaping space over here that conveniently moves straight into your opponent's main base. So, very, very normal to see people go for some heavy harassment sort of styles there. This supply depot actually completely stone cold blocks out all these adepts as well. It's because you can't really get a shade pass there. You have no choice but to go all the way around the side of the map or have fun killing off way too much debris in the middle there in order to get through. So the adept's really just looking for an opportunity where the depot has gone down to see if he can sneak his way in. But if he can't, that's okay. The Oracle's going to try and get some work done. That's a lot of Marines, though, inside the main base waiting for something like this to happen. And it's not because MarineLorD's never seen this before, I'll tell you that. The Oracle just juking and jiving, trying to get away from the Marines to move into the main base. He will successfully do that, but didn't move in quite in time. And, oh goodness, Lilbow definitely needs to get out of there. I think if he moved towards the left of the main base just a little bit sooner by a couple of seconds, he'll have been able to pick off a couple of SCVs. But alas, that was not possible on this occasion. No worries. Oh god, big worries, big worries. And that Oracle has 7 hit points right now. He's going to have to head on home, no question about it. That Cyclone doing a tremendous job making sure the Oracle isn't even close to within range to harass any of these SCVs. A third base now behind this going to be going up for Lilbow. A little bit of a consolation move there because he wasn't able to get any economic damage done, but it does mean that MarineLorD is going to be keeping Marines in his base for the foreseeable future because he knows that at any time Oracles might be able to pop back in. SCV will be able to properly scout out the third base as well. So ball kind of becomes a little bit in MarineLorD's court right now. We have all the cards on the table for Lilbow. He's playing his Oracles, he's getting the early third base, and he's asking MarineLorD, what are you going to do about it? And so far, MarineLorD, well, he's building up an army, but it's nowhere near as big as Lilbow's army at the moment, and he's technically a base down. So he's starting his third now, but he's actually still just being very defensive. He's 40 versus 52 workers right now, and Lilbow, I have to say, is just playing a really, really solid game. I like that he's aggressively expanding when he doesn't think MarineLorD is doing anything. That's so important. And right now, well, Oracle's going to be giving a little bit of envision. But to be perfectly honest, not a lot is going on. Not an awful lot indeed. We have the classic scouting Void Ray for any shenanigans from these dropships. The other Void Ray's going, what are you doing, bro? I don't get it. Alright, so they're both going to be scouting out there. Constantly turning themselves around. Man, I could watch this and get dizzy in about 20 seconds, so I'm not going to do that right now. 3 more gateways coming down. And a lot of Void Rays popping out now for Lilbow. It looks like he wants to try and do some sort of big push. The Cyclone here is looking ever so slightly scared upon seeing all those shades from the Adepts. So he does need to be a little careful. And I wonder if these Adepts are going to be taking out these rocks in the spare time that they have at the moment as well. So they are indeed. Lilbow is going to be giving himself another optional attack route. It'll take him a minute or so, but he will be able to get those rocks down with this many units in tow. Note how there is, I believe, no stim and no combat shield on these Marines at the moment. Yeah, we're only just getting the tech labs down on the barracks. Now, there hasn't been a huge engagement, so that's not the world's worst problem right now, because MarineLorD has been prioritizing getting those Liberators up, getting those siege tanks up, and making sure he's really safe back at home. But it's worth noting that without stim and combat shield, it's unlikely that he's going to try and go for any sort of massive game-ending push. So whatever the timing is here from MarineLorD, it doesn't look like it's within the next minute or two, basically. Shade for scouting. Popping into the... Ooh, popping into, I guess, the space between the natural and the third. Oracle will be able to grant vision there as well, but after that, it does go pretty poof. And, well, this number of Adepts can actually cause an awful lot of damage to this third base if he chose to. He has to be careful, because if he shades into here and then the army comes around the back, that could actually be a massive problem. And here we go. Oh, he had the option to go inside the main base, but yep, very, very nice that that was stopped. And wow, that is a big engagement from Lilbow right now, coming in with 3 Void Rays and that huge army of Adepts. But is that realistically going to work with 2 siege tanks here shelling away at them as well? I mean, that is an awful lot of damage they're going to have to take right now, and I'm not 100% certain that was worth it. Let's take a look at the loss tab. And yeah, Lilbow has lost a lot more than MarineLorD this time around. I don't like that attack at all. These bunkers maybe didn't do as much as MarineLorD would have wanted them to, but those Adepts just got absolutely trashed by all these siege tanks. 8 kills, 6 kills, and 3 kills on the siege. I'm pretty sure almost all of those are Adepts as well. So MarineLorD with very, very solid defending, and Lilbow there, admittedly, with a rather surprising attack that actually just straight up didn't work. So we'll see what happens next time around, and there is going to be a next time, because we're going up to 4 Stargates for Lilbow, and he's getting +1 air weapons, and he's continuing to make Void Rays. So YOLO, he said. Or rather, you only live once, but you only attack twice, so we might as well double or nothing. So a very interesting approach coming out of here from Lilbow right now. He's also taking the sneaky gold base on the right-hand side of the map that, well, so sneaky that everyone takes it whenever they want something sneaky. But MarineLorD hasn't scouted there at all yet, so he's not going to know. Another couple of Adepts just chilling out, moving towards the third base, wanting to see exactly what's going on here. Has the option to warp in, decides against it. And MarineLorD checking out not an awful lot. He does see double Stargate, and he sees they're both pumping out Void Rays. So that's actually, to be honest, that's actually everything he needs to see right now, because there isn't, to my knowledge, any other tech path coming out from Lilbow right now. He is going mass Void Rays, and oh, the tear to my eye that makes me think of Wings of Liberty when this happens. We are on 6 Void Rays at the moment, but we obviously need more. This will test his teammates' ability to respect the Void Rays. 5 at a time coming out. Jesus. This is going to be so much fun. Oh man, oh man. Is he really attacking with the first 6? You might as well wait for 11 if you've got 5 Stargates producing them at the same time, right? No, he's going for it. Is he going for it? You need to think carefully. Okay, he's just going to pull up at the watchtower. I think he might have to defend with these, though, because he spots the army coming in here. So I feel like the Void Rays... Oh, wow, and that Liberator went down so quickly. Sack of potatoes time. And here we go. 6 Void Rays versus 7 Void Rays... 8 Void Rays, pardon. Versus everything the Terran can throw at him. But unfortunately, he has to come home and deal with this. Now, I honestly think MarineLorD needs to be careful to avoid his tanks being taken out here. And wow, I'm not so sure. Void Rays only against Liberators plus Marines? I guess if you achieve critical mass, that's possible. But he's sacking all the Void Rays. It makes me so sad. But at least all the Marines are down-ish. There are still 2 Liberators here. 4 more Void Rays are coming out. Is this honestly viable? Is this a thing? Are Void Rays the counter? I mean, Void Rays could be the counter to everything, but are they really the counter to everything? No, they're not. GG. And MarineLorD takes game number 2. Lilbow with some bizarre tactics there. And to be honest, I think if he waited for one more round of Void Rays, or if he had grouped those Void Rays together, he could have won that game. You saw how quickly he took out all the Marines, albeit at the expense of them. But a little in terms of time there. MarineLorD was able to bounce back, and he ties up the series at 1-1.